Time for another board game review, and this time we have the game Replicants. This was sent to me by Attention Span Games and is designed by Will Carson. On July 16th, 1945, one of the greatest and most terrifying of human inventions was tested, the atomic bomb. For years, these weapons of mass destruction showed the scientific capabilities and horrors that mankind could create. It wasn't long before humans began turning these weapons against each other. 150 years into the third millennium, full-scale nuclear war blossomed across the globe, and the world was left an irradiated husk. There is a lot of this. Basically, there are replicants of humans. Okay, let me show you how to play. So in Replicants, you are trying to get resources to build and upgrade your replicants. You start by deciding a first player, and then in future rounds, whoever has the fewest victory points gets to go first. If there's a tie, whoever is left of the last turn's first player first breaks the tie. Now, this resource field here gets dealt out from a random deck. Depending on the number of players, I'm showing you a two-player game, you set out more. Now, the thing is, nowhere in the rules or in their tutorial video does it say if between rounds you take these and draw new ones from the deck, or if you mix all of them in, shuffle them, and do it. It's not clear anywhere. That's not great, but I assumed it was between rounds, you take these, shuffle all of them, and deal it. Now, all four colors have to be represented, so what they tell you to do is if not all four colors are there, you take the most represented resource, replace it until they are all there. In this case, we're fine. Each player starts with 4 replicants, one starting at level 4. You can see levels here. This tells you how many victory points they have, and this tells you any effects that they have. And the other ones start at level 1. Now, you guys take turns placing what are called drones into the resource field. So, if I place one right here, I get a blue and a green. If someone puts one right here, they get a yellow and a pink. And you start collecting these resources. You continue until each player has placed down all 4 of their drones and collected all the according resources. Then, what you do is you use those resources you produced to level up your replicants. So, for example, this spy bot here, this costs 2 green resources. So if I had collected 2 during my turn, I could spend them, and I can turn it counterclockwise. What's not great is the arrows are clockwise, but you're supposed to turn it counterclockwise. That's rough. But anyway, so I upgrade it to level 2. Now it's worth 1 victory point. Each replicant can only be leveled up once per round. That's including if you get a new replicant from the deck. It starts at level 1. You cannot level up again as soon as you get it. Now, all the replicants at level 3, when they get level 3, it says gain a replicant, which you get immediately from the deck, and they start at level 1. They also have abilities at level 4. For example, this one says, before the building phase, you may negate the products of one of your drones to negate the products of an opponent's drone of your choice. Or, you may swap one of your drones with one of your opponents, trade the resources those drones gathered this turn. It also tells you when you do these. So this would be before build. This is after replenish. You may swap any 2 resources with each other, and so on and so forth. So as you upgrade these replicants, they give you better abilities. Now, once you are done with any upgrading of replicants, then you discard any remaining resources you have at the end. Now that's pretty much it. The game is over when somebody reaches 36 victory points. If there is a tie, whoever has more level 4 replicants, then level 3, level 2, level 1, and so on. That's pretty much the game. You just sort of collect the resources in the grid, use them to upgrade your replicants, get better abilities, get new replicants, and try to race to 36 points. And that's the game. So I thought this was good. I admit I wasn't sure what to expect because presentation-wise, it's a little rough on around the edges. The rules cards are kind of hard to decipher. There's one rule, like I mentioned, that I have no clarity on, even after watching the rules video. And, there's little design things like the fact that it's supposed to be counterclockwise, but they're going clockwise. But the basic core mechanics here are actually very solid and fun. Taking turns, to grab resources by putting your drones down is fun. And sometimes tense as you're hoping your opponents don't grab the combination that you want. The whole rotating your replicants as you level them up gave me the same satisfaction like Aeon's End, where you're upgrading your breaches the same way. And I like the abilities, also getting new replicants is satisfying. Building up those perks, getting more and more resources. Again, really fun core gameplay. However, there are a few things I think would make this game great. Right now, it's solid. Like, it's a good game, but it's so close, I think, to being really, really great. And one thing is, I wish there was some ability to choose your new replicants. Right now, when you get a new replicant, you just kind of draw one blank or at random from the pile. But if there was like maybe a little marketplace or something, so you could at least choose something that has some cohesion with your current abilities. Right now, it's just hope for the best. But if I'm, making a lot of blues and greens, and there's one that has like blues and greens, that would allow you to have some more control and strategy. The resource field, again, I don't know if you're supposed to shuffle it each time and deal them out, or draw the remaining cards and deal them. Regardless, because of the random nature of the dealing, it can lead to annoying situations where the colors you need are just not getting drawn at the frequency that you need them. Something that's odd about this game is that you just discard all the resources at the end. I think you should at least be able to store like one resource at least, maybe like 1, 2, so that you can work towards some of those replicants that are harder to make. For example, like I had a yellow one that was just sitting there because yellow just would not get drawn. Like it would be like one row, but you would not have enough to do what you needed to do. But if I could like at least save one yellow resource in between rounds, again, that gives you a little more decision making, a little more strategy for future rounds. Also, you can only level up replicants once per round, and that feels limiting. I think it's fine for like new replicants you get to not be leveled up, but if you have the resources for 2 level ups on a replicant, I don't know, I think you earned it, This is just a minor quibble, because, balancing issues, maybe there might be some things there, but I still think at the very least you should be able to store resources between rounds. Otherwise, we often find ourselves going, well, I can't build any other replicant, or I can't upgrade any replicants with these colors because I already know. So I don't care where I put my drones. I'm just going to randomly do it, and then I'm going to throw all these resources away at the end anyway, so I don't care. Yeah, you can block your opponent, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. It would be more rewarding if we could, still have I should grab this one because then I could save this resource for next time. This sounds like a lot of criticism, but I think those are just some small changes that could already make this game that's already fun even better. This is a solid design. It's like Splendor meets Aeon's End, kinda. At least in the rotating part. And I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it.